This right here is the third platform in the Wild Edge platform lineup, and in my opinion, it is their best platform to date. We're going to take a little dive into the Wild Edge Battle Axe. We're going to break down some of the specs, and I'm going to give you the pros and, as always, the cons. And I'm going to talk to you about why I feel like the Battle Axe is the best out of three platforms that Wild Edge makes. The Battle Axe comes in at $285. It has a 400-pound weight rating, which is one of the highest platform weight ratings on the market, and it weighs 3.6 pounds without the attachment method. Now, when you look at some of the B-roll that I'm going to be showing throughout this video, you can see that the powder coating on the Battle Axe here is really aggressive. It almost looks like a 200 grit, 180 grit sandpaper, and what that does is aid in the traction when you are navigating the platform. Plus, when you look at the top of the platform here, every inch, it looks like every inch they have grooves, divoted into the platform so that the traction on your boot will be able to get down in there and also aid in giving you traction when you're pushing off or navigating this particular platform. Another feature for the Battle Axe that's kind of unique that you don't see anywhere else is on the top of the post, they added this step right here. And I asked Drew about this at the Harrisburg Outdoor Show, and he said, to be honest, we had a couple guys just give feedback that when they were in the saddle itself and they were leaning back, that the ability just to lift their foot and to put their foot on top of this and kind of shift some of the weight and stuff, it went a long way for them. So Drew just said, it is what it is. We're just going to add a step to the top of the post. If you don't like that step, you can just back the screw off. You can pull the step off. You can actually drop some weight as well, making the overall weight of the platform a little bit lighter, and you can remove this. Now, I will point out while I'm talking about this particular step that for the guys that like to be able to stand up all the way, or they put their arm under the tether, they spin around and they take that offside shot, you can do that on this platform. But I did notice that this step, whenever you're trying to get back to the tree, the back of your legs, where your Achilles tendon is, that will press up against that, so you do have to widen your stance just a little bit, but not a make it or break it deal, just an observation in the times that I have used this platform and I have messed around with it. Also, what's unique to the Battle Axe that I don't know if I've seen anywhere else off the top of my head is on the top of the post, you have that step on this side. But then and I say they because this Battle Axe is also a collaboration between Out on the Limb Manufacturing, Matt Garris, and Drew. So when I say they, that's who I'm referring to. But they added this, I'll call it a set screw, that you can basically unscrew. And then when you do, this top bracket folds down. And what that does is it really makes the transport mode profile really, really nice, to be honest with you. That's a great profile. I know for me, when I was using this, I would basically just lay this on my backpack, wrap my straps around it, and that just makes it nice for the transport mode. When you get to the tree, you just flip that up, and then you can simply screw that in, and when you can't, screw it in anymore, then it's set. So just a few things that stand out in regards to the Battle Axe platform. Again, the top step in this bracket, folding and collapsing, is unique to Wild Edge. In regards to the design of the Battle Axe platform, there's a lot to like about this platform. 16 inches from end to end or tip to tip. That gives you a good wide stance. Even though the platform itself is only 9 inches in depth, you can still stand up and get completely out of the leaning position. You can put your arm under the tether and you can turn around, and it works nice like that. It collapses into transport mode very nicely with this top bracket unscrewing and then folding down flat. But probably one of the best features of this design is how far back the teeth are from the actual post. And what that does, at least in my understanding and estimation, is when you go to cam this platform over, it wedges that against your strap that much more tighter. You cannot toe cam this platform because of that. And so what it does is it helps aid in getting a secure bite the first time that you cam this platform over. You can see I have jumped on the back side of it. There is a little bit of movement, but it's not going to come off the tree. and it's not going to shift on you. So all of that aids in how well this particular platform performs on the tree, and I really like that a lot to like about the Battle Axe platform. One of the things you'll also notice on the Wild Edge Battle Axe is these teeth are really aggressive and they bite into the tree extremely well. Probably the biggest pro that I've experienced with this platform is the way that it bites to the tree. Now, every company comes out with their own products, and they'll advertise their products, and they're going to say it's the lightest, or it does this, or it has this, and it can accomplish this. And then it gets into the hands of YouTubers who kind of are non-biased, and they put it to real-world testing, and come to find out that these were just advertisement claims to sell product, even though they're not true. So that's why in this video, when I talked about the weight, I mentioned that weight is without the attachment method. Now, I use AmSteel, so it really doesn't change anything, but the weight of this was at 3.5 pounds, and so, or 3.58 pounds on my scale, and so that comes in pretty accurate. But one of the things that Drew and Wild Edge boast about this particular platform is they say it bites like no other platform out there on the market. And when I see claims like that, I'm like, all right, well, let's test it, because if it doesn't, we're going to talk about that. We're going to say, well, I'm not too sure about that. But in this particular case, you will find out with the Battle Axe that this does bite like nobody's business. It has aggressive teeth, but also what happens, and I don't know exactly what it is. I think it's the distance from the post to where the back of the teeth are. That is greater than, let's say, the distance right here, because on my Predator XL, when it folds down, the teeth are actually the bracket here is almost even with the teeth. But because these teeth are so far back, you can't even, when you go to put this to the tree, you can't just wrap it around and cinch it tight all the way up like this and then cam that down. You just can't do it, because this distance right here pushes. And so what you'll see here is when you try to set it and you tighten your buckle strap all the way, you can only get this thing to fold down like that. It doesn't matter if you jump on it, as you're seeing me do right here. This will not go down any further. So when you go to attach the buckle strap, you actually have to leave a little bit of play. And what I do is I have the buckle strap even, and I'll pull out the bottom, and then I will basically push down the platform until the teeth touch, and I'll only have a little angle in there, and then from there I'll go ahead and tighten it. And once you get used to that distance and how to tighten this, you will have 100% confidence that when you stand on that thing, no matter if you're pushing off, whatever you're trying to do, this thing is not going to slip out on you. You can see right here where I am on the back side and I'm jumping up and down, and there is movement, but it's very minimal. It is so tight, this is not going to break away from the tree. I would say this, that the claim that this bites better than any other platform, I found that to be pretty much true. You cannot toe cam this platform. All my other platforms, if it doesn't get as tight as I would like it, I'll step on the top bracket, I'll toe cam it, and I'll get it tight. You cannot toe cam this, again, because of how far the teeth are back here. If you go to toe cam this, what you're going to see right here is me lifting it up, and then the whole platform sinks or sags. But then when you try to step on the top platform, it will not cam over because it's just too tight. Again, my opinion is it has to do with the distance from the teeth to this post right here. Now, as always, when I talk about the pros, I also mention things that I would consider as a non-biased YouTuber as cons. There are only two things, and they would be suggestions. And I wouldn't even say cons because I understand why, but at the same time, I want to give some feedback. And this isn't just regards to Wild Edge. This is in regards to any company that is up in that $280 to $350 for a product. Man, that's just salty. Okay, I totally get it's made in America. I totally get you got to have a margin and all this kind of stuff. But man, $285, it's coming in at one of the highest priced platforms. And again, if you want to support Made in America and you want to be able to pick up the phone and talk to somebody that's designing this and building this, that's one of the benefits. So again, I totally get why, I understand why, but it comes in at the steep end of the price point. The second thing that would be a suggestion, it's not even necessarily a con, is without the attachment method, this comes in at 3.6 pounds. I've taken off the top step just so I can give you guys some numbers. This weighs right at about 3 ounces. So when I re-weighed this platform without the step, I still have the bolt in here. It's a hard grade bolt, and my hacksaw was unable to do what it needed to do. But when I weighed this again without this additional step, we came in at 3.38. This weighs right at 3 ounces, so it did drop the weight a little bit. So here's what my suggestion would be. Everything Wild Edge is built extremely sturdy. They are a manufacturing fabrication shop, but I think this is a 400-pound weight rating. Most of your saddle hunters on the bigger scale are 280 pounds. That's, 250 pounds. This, I feel like, is overkill. And what I would really like to see is them come out with a battle axe light version. And by light version, instead of doing this larger aluminum post, maybe go with a slightly smaller post, and then also take like a 1/4 inch off of this platform itself, reduce the weight, bring this down to like a 2.7 or 3 pound platform even. And if you could get this down to that 3 pound mark, man, it would be absolutely fabulous. And I think that would go a long way for the bulk of people that like to run and gun, that are weight conscious. Some people aren't great, some people are, a lot of people are. So I think that would put that into a more appealing category. So a battle axe light version, a 300-pound weight rating, and shave some of the weight, man, that would go a long way. Overall, I'm impressed with the battle axe. It does everything it's designed to do, has a lot of great features, and when I was hunting out of it this year, I had absolutely zero problems with this, especially biting to the tree. So it's a big win. It's their best platform to date, in my opinion. And so if there's anything that I haven't covered, any questions that you have, any concerns, any comments, whatever it is, drop them in the comments section below, and I'll do everything I can to answer them. And until next time, good luck to you.